Namaste everyone. I want to start off by saying that all the dream channelings are future-based interpretations or predictions. You come here for confirmation. Most likely you have gotten some sort of sign from whoever you believe in, put faith in, God, source, universe, pick and choose. Nonetheless, this is more so your segue to get more insight on the matter/revelation. You'll also get into the knowing if this would be in alignment with or for you. Thank you for tuning in. So we're gonna start off with the first message here. Also want to mention that when I do it like audio based, there won't be any card pulling, so we're just gonna go off by my sensories basically, okay? So the first message here is about, let me see if I can find that. So I got this one 2 days ago, and it was basically, it's a more light revelation insight, where it's like somebody in a library would get head on, like somebody will make a move on you that's in a library, sitting in a library. I'm not sure if you're a student or you're just in the library because you like books. But all in all, there's gonna be this young cute boy, blonde, blue eye, that is gonna take their chance when it comes to you, okay? Also your business and or website is gonna flourish. So you're gonna see an increase of like followers, subscribers, comments, likes, things of that nature. So that is for the first part. The second part here is a bit more dark. I literally woke out of my dream, like almost got like hives or hot flashes, I believe it's called, and I'm still kind of shaking up about it. Like, I've had bad dreams, like, but it was just the reality of this specific dream that just kind of shook me to my core. So I just, I'm on here straight early in the morning. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but yeah, by my voice I mean. But anyways, so there's some actual proof on this as well, that's gonna be tied to my dream as well. First and foremost, like how it all kind of began, I'm gonna read off my notes like verbatim. Somebody was like being trapped in a ghost town on their way on a drive-through, okay? And I was kind of like mimicking this person that was kind of stuck in this town. So what happened was driving through, right? And somehow got lost in like the drive-through through this town. And I was walking trying to find help. It was almost like kind of desolate, but it wasn't really, I don't know where all the people were, but they weren't, this town is not populated. And came across this like park, beautiful park, and then I saw like a bunch of like young girls, teenagers, some young adults, kind of like cooped up in groups. One group was like playing baseball, another group was like kind of taking a stroll or walk. Very organized though, but I just didn't think much of it. So I'm actually going to continue my dream. Like, I'm going to continue my dream, and then I'm going to tie into, like, the reality based on it. Like I was saying, young adult girls group that was kind of cooped up, right? They were under some sort of like surveillance. It felt like if you were to see it, you would just take it as like a girls group, activity group, things of that nature. But the more I kind of like, when I got to like interact with the ones that I was allowed to interact with, it was something else. As I was kind of seeing the baseball group that was kind of playing, the kids out there looked so, and I say kids because it's kind of weird because it goes from like kids to young adults to like, they were like a mixture of like people, women, I should say. And the group that was playing like the baseball or like was about to, they looked really worn out, similar to like if you guys ever seen Peter Pan, like the Lost Boys, like similar to that, but more organized. And even from afar, because literally I was like on the road with my like, not on the road per se, but on the sidewalk, and then from afar I saw this group, okay? And this like short-haired, curly-haired brunette from the walk with the group of girls kind of like saw me. She spotted me, and she didn't pay me any mind at first. I was literally trying to look for help. I just didn't know like where to begin or who to approach. Because again, things were just kind of organized in such a way I very much felt out of place. But I'm pretty much aware that this woman, short hair, curly haired brunette woman, she was aware that I wasn't a part of the program or like let me just say with the program. But she wasn't opposed for me to like be one of the girls either. Maybe this is why she wasn't really open to like do anything. But then I kind of approached her because she like 1 minute she didn't care, and then other minute I stood and I talked to her, and she said that if I'm made, she said that there's like a bus terminal that kind of goes out from the town, and if I made it, then I'm not supposed to be here. But if I don't make it, then there's not much she can do. And I was kind of like, okay, that was off. And I was again walking around trying to find other like solutions, but I really felt like pulled back because in the group of the baseball girls, I will have to refer them to as like I saw like individuals that I knew, and I'm pretty sure whoever's in this predicament that I'm kind of portraying, I feel like even like how do I explain this? I feel like some people that are trapped in situations where they shouldn't be in, but they can't really do much about it. And I'm gonna like go into like some truth about this as well, that I found out some people were actually in this kind of like predicament. All in all, continuing on to the dream, I came across this young adult, let me call her Jennifer, okay? And, she was walking with her group. She was a part of the baseball group. And for some reason, I was kind of walking next to her, and I asked her, like, oh my God, like, how are you here? Like, why are you here? I'm trying to, like, go back home, but I can't, and I kind of got lost here. Like, can you help me? Like, I'm trying to find help. I just don't know where to go. This is what I told her, and she kind of just looked at me like, well, I mean, she couldn't really do nothing about it. However, she did mention that now we can be roommates. Now we can get that extra meal. So that's good. So she was optimistic about like me being there, so she or we could get that extra meal for breakfast. And I was kind of like, what do you mean? Like, I just I got here, I was in my car and I got stuck here. And then later on, because I think she was with there was like a guy too, a young teenage guy, but it was like specifically the majority of people I saw there were women. I know where there was a guy there, but the guy, she went away from the guy, and then it was just me and her talking. And basically she was like, you know what, like in hindsight, she was like, I can't really leave, and I can't really go into it, but take my last 13 cents for you to like catch the extra bus, because for some reason I didn't have enough money, like pocket money, because it was supposed to be cash. And the weird thing is, I do remember now. I felt kind of adamant to stay there, because when she was talking about, because she knew me and we're supposed to be roommates and all that stuff, and I recognize her as well. Maybe we haven't been in contact for a while, but I do recognize her. And I remember I wanted to wait for her to come with me, but I just didn't get it through my head. Like the way she looked at me was like, I can't leave, but you can, hence why she gave me those coins. So I took those coins. I just saw, as soon as I took those coins, I saw like one of the bus that was supposed to come at a specific time. The bus where the instructor or the leader of the group said that if I don't make it, I'm supposed to be here. And if I do, then that's that. I missed that bus. I remember that vividly. And, I just had to take the consequences. And later on, I was kind of like, okay, I can't really miss that, because then Jennifer was like, you got to go, like now. And I was on my way, and then I kind of saw her following me and trying to help me find the right direction to it, because the way the brunette leader was trying to direct me to where to go, like, mind you, I feel like I had no sense of like location, and I had no phone, or even if I did, like, I literally had to go by a word of mouth when it came to like directions. So there was that. Like somewhere half through, I made it to like what they refer to as the central place. And we kind of got stopped in our tracks, me and Jennifer. There was somebody kind of like lurking in the bushes, was like, you know what? I knew that you would be in trouble someday, and here it is. It was almost like they were waiting for Jennifer to get in trouble. Basically, she got in trouble for, like, they just kind of put it on her, like, you are going to get in trouble because you are, like, helping one of the girls escape. This thing was not on the list here, but anyways, and she was, and then Jennifer was trying to defend me, saying that, and that's not the case. And I said something about how, like, I'm not a part of like the institution or the group or the program or all that stuff. And then, the person that was kind of lurking, she was like, it doesn't matter. Like, her faulty here was, or her mark was like, you're trying to, let somebody else escape, hence why you're going to be in big trouble. Now, Jennifer, she took the bullet, metaphorically, she took the bullet, and I found a way to escape that, and I ran for my life. And then I came into Central, or Capital, I should say, but it's more so Central because it's like a ghost town, a small town. Like, it was kind of nighttime at that, because when I first came there, it was like somewhere evening, like noon, mid evening, and then it was like nighttime as soon as I kind of came to Central. So it was almost like I spent the entire day there. That's how long it took. And I remember waiting on like the buses to come, and I didn't know what to go on, but I was kind of walking around a bit, and then all of a sudden a police car was kind of doing a patrolling, and it stopped in its tracks, and as it did, I turned my back, and then there was this woman, young adult. She was a young adult, beautiful woman, and she kind of looked out of it, like she was kind of like tipsy, but I feel like she also wasn't something else. She definitely, to my take, she looked like a tourist, but it could be like something else. I'm not sure, but I do remember the police, when they were stopped in their track, I kind of like found a hiding place, or I acted like, it's almost like I played the game. I kind of acted like I fit in there, but not really. But like, all in all, I feel like they have like a what's it called in English? Like, never mind. Like, but they knew what they were looking for. So I remember kind of like going somewhere else, or hiding at least. And they caught this woman, probably because she was like, seemed that she was like under the influence. And then they took her like into interrogation. And I was kind of like shocked, because I was still waiting on my the bus. And that's when I woke up. So going back to the actual, like, the truth of the matter. So this is very much similar to another dream I had a few years ago, 2021, about a group of young adults, down to like children, to be specific, that was kind of like in a camp situation. It looked very much like camp, and specific time and duration, they were kind of like captured to perform specific acts for specific older men. It was just so weird, but it's not like, it looked very sophisticated. It's almost like they were kind of recruiting young girls, females, for older like men. And going to the truth of the matter, and they had like strict diets, what to wear, what to do, what to say. And I remember, like, I didn't even know why I was there. Mind you, if you guys haven't seen, I am not a Caucasian individual. So there is that. So like, when I get these dreams, I know it's like for somebody else. So when you hear me kind of like, say like nationalities and backgrounds and so on, it's like 9 times out of 10, because where I live and how my life is kind of like orchestrated, I know this is not, it's for somebody. That's all I gotta say. So I found out later on, a year after 2021, that this young adult woman called Emily Harper from America, she shared her traumatic story about being sent to an all-girls boarding school, Christian-based school, based in Alabama, and she referred to the school as a school for troubled girls. Okay, and she's very much like famous. She became a TikToker because she shared her trauma. Mind you, like, I don't have TikTok, and during that following year after 2021, like her videos, like on my personal YouTube, just was flooded. Like, the algorithm was just about her the entire time, and I just found it off because it didn't match my algorithm in terms of like YouTube, what I like watch. Okay, so I knew it was linked somehow. I just didn't know how to like go about it. This is also one of the reasons why I do dream channelings. And I know I'm like talking a lot, but yeah. All in all, she told her story about being traumatized, being sent to this school, this institution, trying to like make her into a virtuous woman, in all the ways, specifically faith-based. Any children that was like not obeying their parents, was like drinking or smoking, not well behaved according to like what their environment seemed suited, they were sent to this school. This is what the summary of basically of it all. I'm pretty sure they're like good, like boarding school. Like, my mom went to boarding school, so like I'm not saying that I'm shaming boarding schools here, but this is just what I got dream state wise. And I remember she kept on going on how they tried to brainwash them, and they removed all the rights that they had as a woman in general, and trying to make them slaves for like society and, you know, themselves. Basically, they had to like eat at a specific time, pee at a specific time, wasn't allowed to wear makeup. They had to go out and do like volunteerist work, and if they didn't like take a heed when it comes to the program, they get punished, and it was just horrible. And this is like still taking place. The school is still very much active. It was so weird. Recently, and she even mentioned that she was like sent there against her will, basically kidnapped. So yeah, she recently mentioned that two of the girls in a similar like situation as her, I'm not sure if this is the same like boarding school, but if you don't know, maybe you do know, like somebody, the girls were named like Taylor Goodrich and Naomi Wood. They were medically neglected during their time at their own like boarding school institution situation, and they actually like passed away due to the neglect. The woman that passed away was Taylor Goodrich and Naomi Wood. Naomi Wood was 17, and Naomi Wood was kind of institutionalized into like Lakeland Teen Challenge School, and Taylor Goodrich, she went to the Diamond Ranch Academy. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for everything. I do want to mention that the location of the dream I had, I have been to America, but it's been a while since I've been. The last time I was in America was 2008, and I didn't go much except for like Washington DC. And I remember dream-wise, going back to the dream channeling here, that the location was shown and it was kind of placed in a close to, like, the ghost town was placed near like a sunny beach. It reminded me of, but I did get it, like the scenery was just like there. It was close to a beach, okay, a very popular one, has a lot of tourists, and just a little bit further away from the beach is this ghost town. And I say ghost town due to the lack of, like, people. It's almost like there's nobody there. And I do believe that's why it's called a ghost town. But there are people there. It's just like you don't see them. And it's just so weird. Like, when you enter there, it feels like a ghost town. But there are people there. But they're, like, stationed to come out at, like, certain time. Like, all in all, I guess I could refer this as a suburb. If if this makes any sense to somebody. So that's pretty much it for the duration of this stream channeling, and I hope